we are. We are live. We are on YouTube. Yes, we are. We're live on YouTube. We're live on X. And I think we're live on Twitch. I don't even know what that thing is. The Twitch, Fitch. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but we are certainly live streaming right now. We're live streaming for 13 seconds. The crux of this live stream is this is a step too far, ladies and gentlemen, even for me. And look, guys, I will let everybody know before, just on the get-go, I will let everybody know right now. I am the most robust person in the United Kingdom. By de facto, I will be the most robust person in the world. So what's happened today in Parliament is a step too far against the Russians. And look, guys, I don't want to sound like I'm like a Russian bro or anything. I'm a peace bro. I'm a space exploration bro. I think all wars are futile. We need to stop them. We need to stop hurting each other. We need to stop spraying blood on the dirt because nobody needs that. And we need to start exploring space. But what I'm getting at right now is the British government have just done something. And for me, who's pro-Britain, who's pro-West, who's anti-war in Ukraine, i.e. Russian aggression, this is a step too far even for me, ladies and gentlemen. Even for me, this is a step too far. Because when you start fucking about with people's money, when you start fucking about with people's food, when you start fucking about with people's leave, all hell breaks loose. And that was advice that was given to me, good advice that was given to me by a project manager, God, maybe 15 years ago. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're triple streaming right now. I don't know, we're like quadruple streaming. Look, guys, you guys on TikTok, I do apologize. I'm closing you down now because I keep getting banned. I keep getting banned. So you guys on TikTok, I'm going to close you down at the 2 minute point. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. If you want to continue this live stream, I'll be continuing this over on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven on what? One on X. TikTok takoi divai, dos badania chuvaka, which is Russian. Right, let me just turn these guys off and then we will, yeah, we're done. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you guys did not know, there is a situation at the moment. There is a situation at the moment where the British government, look, guys, I'm going to give you my outlook on this. And then, so this is my personal opinion right now. I'm then going to read the headlines because I'm still not 100% sure how this is like even legal. And look, guys, I don't even know what is legal at the moment. Am I legal right now? So this guy, Roman, somebody put, I thought his name was Yuri Abramovich, but it's not. It's like Roman Abramovich or something. It doesn't really matter his name. So this guy who owned Chelsea Football Club, he sold Chelsea Football Club. And look, guys, if I'm getting anything wrong in this, I apologize. I don't really, it doesn't really, the X and the Y doesn't matter. It's the direction that matters. So as I understand it right now, this guy, Abramovich, Roman Abramovich, as you pronounce it in Russian, Roman, it's funny. One of the girls in the office, she had I remember her, she was Canadian, and she came up to the office. She said, "Hey, Sean, I got a date tonight." I'm like, "Well, you're not getting off early, you know. We got shit to do." She's like, "No, I know, see, but it's with Roman." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "No, it's with Roman." I'm like, "What the fuck's Roman?" She's like, "Yeah, it's Roman." Anyway, so just for you guys to know, in English, it's Roman. But in Slavic, Russian, Ukrainian, Eastern European, it's Roman. Anyway, so this guy, Roman Abramovich, he's got a few quid. And he bought, I actually know a few guys who used to be on his security team. They said he was a really good guy. So this guy, Roman Abramovich, he's just sold Chelsea Football Club or something, or he sold it in 2022. I don't know. But basically, what the British government have done, they've frozen the money. So the money from the sale, the British government have frozen it and said, right, actually, that money needs to go to Ukraine. And look, guys, regardless, literally, like, I couldn't be more on the side of everyday Ukrainians. I really couldn't. I couldn't be more on the side of everyday Ukrainians. I couldn't. There's no way I could be more pro-Ukrainian. They were attacked. They were unprovoked. They were attacked. There was no provocation. The people of Ukraine wanted a better life for themselves, and they were attacked. There was the Maidan Revolution in 2013, where they ousted the then president, Viktor Yanukovych. Crazy things happened. Right now, what I'm seeing is state-sponsored theft. That's what I'm seeing, guys, all right? And when you start fucking about with people's money, all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. So that's the news of the day, guys, okay? And that is a step too far for me. I get it. I get it. It might be unsavory for some of you people to think that, oh, but the Russians, they shouldn't have this much money. Who gives a flying fuck? All right? If you don't think the Russians should have that much money, you should do something about where they're getting that from. Don't wait till they've put that in your banks and they say, oh, now you have deposited your money in my banks. I will take it for myself. Honestly, guys, I can't even so let's and I don't think people understand how deep, I don't think people understand what this means. This means that war, and I mean the big type of war, I mean all hell's going to break loose, because now the pound, as the dollar, as the euro, it's lost trust. And when you lose trust, and this is on the macro, guys, this is on the macro. When you lose trust in a currency, you don't buy it. Why would you all right, so I'm a Saudi Arabian oil tycoon or whatever, and I've got a spare 100 million, right? I've got a crafty 100 million. Where am I going to put that money? Am I going to put it in the United Kingdom? Well, if you put it in the United Kingdom and you do some, and the Saudi Arabian government does something to piss you off, they'll take your money. Jesus Christ, right? Okay, I can't put it in the United Kingdom. Okay. So when the loss of your currency, which is going to get devalued, because nobody who, right? Honestly, guys, if we can do this to Abramovich, is it Abramovich? It's not. Can't be Abramovich. It can't. Look, guys, I mean no disrespect to Roman Abramovich. Is it Abramovich? I don't know what. Look, guys, if he's watching, and I don't know if he's watching, he's probably not, but maybe one of his security team are watching. I'm not. I'm actually on his side. You can't start fucking about with people's money. That is theft. Do you see how easy the British government can swindle the laws, swindle the legislation to get themselves a crafty 2.5 billion? But when it comes to stopping the boats, no, we can't do that. We can't stop no boats. We ain't got no boats to stop. That's what I'm focusing on today, guys. And listen, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've got 16. Yeah, 16. I've got 16 headlines I need to get through with you guys today. And I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not convinced I'm going to be able to do it. So this may either be a really long live stream or I may have to make it split it into two parts. Toxic Goy Hole. I'm going to jump onto the chat I'm jumping onto the chat, then telling you I'm going to jump on the chat. Listen, guys, how do you think the Anthony Joshua fight's going to go? Toxic Goy Hole is saying the Western world has become a lathe. I think he means laughing stock. And our own government are the lapdogs who just keep following orders are to blame. I agree, 100%, mate, 100%. Perfect. And saying I was just following orders won't save you. Look, when you mess about with people's money, I had a... So, you know what, guys? I'm going to give you guys some advice right now, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, okay? Some raving advice, some paratrooper advice. Some advice from a fantastically young-looking 43-year-old ex-paratrooper. And look, guys, I'm not in the I'm not in the business of retiring. I'm not in the business of retiring. So this is active advice, okay? This is advice to you guys, okay? And this is look, guys, for you guys who've been following me for a while, you guys know I joined 1st Battalion Parachute Regiment in like 99 or whatever, 99. I went to B Company. B Company was full of Scottish people, all right? It was full of Scottish people. So I was just surrounded by Scottish people, all right? You know, and I love Scottish people. Do you know what? Yeah, I do. I love Scottish people. They're great. But if you want to feel racism, live that life that I lived, all right? Live that life that I lived. Anyway, I'm not going to be negative. I'm going to be positive. I had a Scottish section commander. I'm not going to mention his name. This is how wild the world is. You know how you're only like, what is it, like six seconds of separation from everyone or something? So the same section commander that I had when I was doing my training was the same section commander that I had when I got to my battalion, which is the same project manager, I had on my last overseas British Embassy deployment. How fucking crazy is that? Anyway, this guy, I really know him, and he's one of the, like, I can count the people I respect on probably one hand. So this guy I'm talking about now, my first sergeant major, my science teacher at school. Yeah. My business partner, although I'll never tell him that. Yeah. They're the people I look up to. They're the people whose opinion I care about. Anybody else, yeah, I'm not bothered. My opinion's better, all right? My opinion's the best. But if one of those 4 people tell me, yeah, Sean, your opinion, yeah, I'm going to change your opinion, I'll be like, yeah, no worries, mate. Oh, and another one of my business partners. Sorry, so that's, what is that, 5? 5 people? Yeah, literally 5 people. So this is the first one. One of the pearls of wisdom he gave me was, here, airborne, right, everything's a fucking game. Just fucking play it, boy. Just fucking play it. It's all a game. Who gives a fuck? Big cuffs, right? Paras. So what he used to say to me was, everything's a game. And I don't think people understand that as much as they should. Life, the world, it's a game. Now, you can bitch. You can bitch about how you started. You can bitch. You can bitch how you started. Some people, and I get it, guys, some people start with all the cheat codes. Fuck with that. Some people start with the cheat codes. They're born into a millionaire family. They have millionaire parents. They get given 10 million as their 18th birthday present. I get it. That's not me, but I get it. Some people are that. But look, the way I like to think about it is, those are the bitches who are playing on easy. If you are struggling right now, if you're working hand to mouth, if you're struggling to pay the bills, you started the game. You started the game on hard. You did. You started the game on hard. That means that you are a better player. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You're a better player at the game. You just started it on the hard level. Anyway, let me continue this because I'm totally going down a side. Look, guys, I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about some wild stuff. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, listen, the crux of this live stream. This is too far for me. So Putin's responded. Abramovich is about to get 2.4 billion taken off him. Putin's responded. World War III looks like the inevitability. The Germans are now saying openly, this is from today now. In fact, let me share this with you guys real quick. I know this is slightly off topic, but remember what I said to you guys a couple of live streams ago? I said these exact words, or probably not verbatim, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I said, it was when the Germans announced the mandatory military medical, right? They said, they said, every German is going to have to do a mandatory military medical assessment. And on that assessment, there's going to be a question, right? And it's going to be, will you join the German military? You tick yes, or I'm assuming you tick yes, or you tick no. And what the Germans said is, if we don't get sufficient numbers, we will introduce mandatory military service, which I like to call conscription. But it's not conscription, guys. It's just, we're not conscripting you. We're just making it mandatory you do some military service. What's the fucking difference? I don't know. So let me share with you guys this video.
Zu sprechen.
Okay, right. First of all, my German is not good enough. However, we have subtitles. So remember what I said previously, what the Germans would say? And I said quite clearly, you guys can check my videos, if the Germans don't achieve the sufficient numbers, they're going to introduce this. And what I actually said was, regardless of the numbers, that the Germans achieve, they're going to do it anyway. So it turns out this was from today, guys. Okay, I'm just going to play it. I will keep stopping it because of the subtitles. If we do not succeed in quickly.
Und wenn es uns nicht gelingt, die Zahlen, die wir brauchen für die Aufwuchs
achieving the figures we need, but they're not telling you the figures we need, right? They're not telling you the numbers they need. So if they need 1 million, they should tell you they need 1 million, but they're not. They're just saying the figures, and they're not giving you the number.
Fähigkeit der Bundeswehr jetzt schnell zu erreichen, so wie wir es gemeinsam.
So basically, they're saying if we've not achieved the numbers that we need for the German military, as we have agreed together, but they're not giving you the number,
miteinander verabredet haben,
then we will have no choice but. I wonder what he's going to say.
Dann werden wir nicht umhin kommen, auch über eine verpflichtende.
To discuss compulsory service. So I said it was going to be mandatory military service. They're actually calling it compulsory service. Ooh. Sean, you said it was going to be mandatory military service. You don't know what you're talking about. It's actually compulsory military service. Yeah, tell that to your sons and daughters, dickhead.
Dienstzeit bei der Bundeswehr zu sprechen. Wir versuchen es auf der Basis von Freiwilligkeit und Attraktivität. Das ist meine Meinung, dass wir das tun sollten, aber wir müssen die Option offen halten, es gegebenenfalls auch mit einer Wehrpflicht zu verbinden.
So what they're saying there basically is, if they don't achieve the numbers, they're not telling us what numbers are, but they're going to insist on compulsory. It doesn't really matter at this. Guys, look, put it in the chat. Does it matter? Right? Like, if your sons and daughters are having to join the military to go and fight for Keir Starmer in Ukraine, I mean, could you think of anyone worse? I mean, we get we get these images, right? You get Winston Churchill, right? Let's go Winston Churchill. Like, straight away, I would rather, like, this is me, I would rather, and I bet a lot of you guys would as well, I would rather go and fight and go to a war for a rerun of Winston Churchill than Keir Starmer. Am I right, guys? Would you not rather go for a rerun of like? And what I mean by a rerun is just like literally like old videos of Winston Churchill. You know when like Saturday morning TV was dead and they had to rerun Ant and Dec? All the issues of Ant and Dec. Like, I would rather go to war, and listen, guys, I'm an experienced war operator. I'm like a smooth war operator. I know a battlefield when I see one. And there's one in the United Kingdom right now, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there is, with soldiers coming ashore every day. And I'm gonna get onto that in a second. But right now, I would rather go to war for a rerun. Like literally, like you could show me black and white images of Winston Churchill. We shall go on till the end. We shall fight with growing confidence and strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the hills. We shall fight in the landing grounds. We shall never surrender. Like, I would go to war for that. Keir Starmer and his Ukrainian Rem boys, I'm questioning that. I'm like, oh, yes. If we've got some, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I totally lost my tangent there. Where was I going? Yeah, so the crux of this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, the British government are now giving 2.5 billion pounds of Abramovich's, what is his name? Is it Victor Abramovich or something? Abramovich's money, Roman Abramovich's money to the Ukrainians. Don't fuck about with people's money, guys. It all goes wrong when you fuck about people's money. So I'm going to give you a little bit more context to this now. So for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to give you some context right now. And this is going to be good context because I've got some inside information on this as well. Okay, so just before we get onto this video, right? Just before we get onto this video and I start playing it, I've actually been in that room. Yep, I've been in that room. That is Churchill's old war office in what is it? It was the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's not in the home, not in the Home Office, in the FCDO, the Foreign Office. So that room right there, I've been in that room. When I used to work in Ukraine, I used to go and have meetings in that very room. That room right there where they're having that meeting, I've been in that room. It's a beautiful room. It's in the Foreign Office. And the first time I went into that room, my sponsor, I can't remember what his name was. My sponsor, he opened the door like with a proper, like, you know, like a proper key. You know, like a proper key. And he said, he walked in and he said, I love coming in this room. He clapped his hands together. He rubbed his hand and he said, many a dastardly plan have been hatched in this room. And he left me in that room for about 20 minutes. And I was stood there on my own for about 20 minutes. And where that fireplace is there, I shit you not, guys, to the right-hand side in the other corner, there's a fucking drinks globe. I shit you not. In the other side of that room right there, at the other side, there is a drinks globe. So my inside information on this video, I've been in that room. That is I don't know what the room is actually called. It's probably, I don't know. But that room there, I've been in there. That is Winston Churchill's favorite room. And that is in the Foreign Office in SW1 or whatever it is. Anyway. Let's see what the foreign minister has got to say. And look, guys, I'm just going to put it out there. I'll let everybody know right now from the get-go. I am head, shoulders, leaps and bounds more qualified than that woman to be foreign minister or foreign minister. It's unbelievable. I don't know how these people get these jobs. It's certainly not with their experience. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to this video. Let's see what she's going to say. I will be stopping this at various points. And I'm probably going to tell you at least 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times that I've been in that room. That was the room I used to go in when I used to work in Ukraine. I used to have the meetings in that room with people in the Foreign Office. I never really used to know who I was speaking to, and I never really asked questions. Probably why I lasted so long.
Foreign Secretary, you say it's time for Roman Abramovich to pay up. Why now?
Well, he's had 3 years. It's 3 years since the commitment was made that the proceeds of the...
Okay, so just for context, she's trying to justify theft. Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine, right? I don't know. Can you imagine Dave, right? Dave at the bottom of your street. I don't know. You live at number 42. Dave lives at number 14, all right? And Dave sells his van. Yeah? Dave sells his van. And you just decide that the proceeds from the sale of that van should go to you. Is that not theft? Guys, can somebody please explain this to me legally? How the British government can take money from anyone like this? It doesn't make sense to me. This is theft. And look, guys, I'm not a Russia bro. I'm 100% on the side of Ukraine. 100%. I'm also not on the side of young people dying unnecessarily. And this is an act that's going to drive us towards that.
Chelsea sale would go into humanitarian support in Ukraine.
Yes, of course, we're with 2.5 billion. We build humanitarian drones that will deliver critical life support to front line, and then we give that to military. But military put hand grenade. It's big problem, but we already spent money, so no problem. Vote Yuri, yes Yuri. 2 more hotels. 2 more hotels in Switzerland. Okay, no problem. What, are we still live? Okay, no problem. Cut the live stream. Yuri, cut the live stream. I tell you, no. Okay, only 1 more hotel. Fucking crazy.
He hasn't taken those steps, and that's why we're now issuing this license and saying that if he doesn't now take those steps, move that money, then we will need to go to court.
But is it because you think that the war could be coming to an end? Is it to prevent him claiming ownership of the cash again if a ceasefire comes into effect? Is there a kind of a rush to do this at this point? Because it seems a bit random otherwise.
That is the result of, there's been a huge amount of work.
Okay, so Beth Rigby, she's very experienced, but she's totally missing the point here. The reason this is getting pushed through right now is because I think it's tomorrow. The rest of the European Union are going to agree, or they're going to come to an agreement, or I think it's going to be tomorrow. The particulars of this, guys, might be slightly off. But as I believe right now, tomorrow, the European Union are going to come to some sort of agreement on 300 billion of frozen Russian assets. Are they going to give 300 billion of frozen Russian assets to the Ukrainians? That's theft. Look, guys, and you know, look, guys, when I started these channels, I wanted to be, and I am, as honest and as objective as I can be. Or, you know, I am. That is theft. Doesn't matter if a government's doing it or Mick down the bottom of the street who's like the local pickpocket. If you're taking money off someone that doesn't belong to you, it's kind of theft. Doesn't matter if it's done at government level, or doesn't matter if it's Mick at the bottom of the street. It's theft, all right?
And attempts and different efforts at different times to get Roman Abramovich to honour the commitment he made. and to do the things that he is supposed to do as a result of the agreement that was signed at that time. That has been tried in different ways through the years, and it's still come to nothing. But that's why we're doing the license. So no, it's not linked to the timing of the work that's underway on the peace process. It's linked to the fact that we've just reached that point. We have tried every possible avenue to get him to do the right thing, and now we are taking this action with the license.
And Foreign Secretary, you're threatening to take him to court if he doesn't surrender the funds himself. What sort of punishment would you be pushing for if he doesn't comply? What are the consequences for him?
Well, the license runs and...
You see, she doesn't know what she's talking about now. Beth Rigby, the Foreign Secretary, look, guys. Okay, that is the British Foreign Secretary, right? She is going to have to go and have negotiations with Eastern European warlords. Do you think they're going to take us seriously?
We are now urging him to honour this licence, to honour the commitments that were made, and to give him a few months in which to do so. If he doesn't, we will then go to court to require that payment to be made. Because, look, this is money that is supposed to go for humanitarian support, for people in Ukraine, maybe for veterans, maybe for children who need support. This is the right thing to do.
The government's determined 2.5 billion goes to Ukraine, but recent accounts indicated Abramovich wants 1.5 billion of that to pay off loans and debts, leaving only $1 billion for Ukraine. Is that acceptable to you?
No, it's clear that there was 2.5 billion worth of proceeds.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys, because this is really difficult. This is really difficult to watch. Basically, what we are witnessing right now is government-sponsored theft. And look, I get it, right? You guys are sat there thinking, yeah, well, Abramovich, he's a Russian. All right, fair enough. He's a Russian billionaire. Absolutely fine. What about when they come for the millionaires? Yeah, well, they're millionaires. Serves them right. All right. What about when they come for people who've got 100 grand in the bank? Yeah, well, I haven't got 100 grand in the bank. Okay. What about when they come for people with 50 grand in the bank? Oh, fucking hell. Oh, God, I ain't got 50 grand. All right, fair enough. What about when they come starting? I don't think people understand the depths of how dark this is. As far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know the legal jargon that makes this possible, but as far as I'm concerned, this is state-sponsored theft. Honestly, guys, I don't know any other way you can say it. I don't know any other way you can say it. Right. Also, ladies and gentlemen, right. So while that's happening in the United Kingdom, we've got the Russians now saying exactly what I've been telling you guys for the longest time. The Russians have come out and said it publicly now. So I'm going to give you context before I share this video. So previously, I've said about the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the look. And if there's anybody like any history buffs out there, you're going to be like, "Oh no, Sean, they're involved." I get that, all right. As far as I'm concerned, the fall of the Soviet Union, the Soviet Empire, was 1962 when Nikolai Khrushchev refused to go and arm Cuba with ballistic missiles because of the blockade that Kennedy put in, right? He turned his ships around and everybody was clapping, saying, oh, Khrushchev saved the world. Literally, if you want to look at the history of the Soviet Union, year by year, it fell after that because it lost credibility. It lost credibility on the world stage because when you lose might, you lose right. I just made that up. When you lose might, you lose the right. So they lost their might. They lost the right to dictate. So year by year, the Soviet Union fell, okay? Vladimir Putin in 1962 was like 11 years old or something. So he was at a very, very impressionable age at 1962. So Vladimir, probably the worst, or the best age, whichever way you're looking at it. Vladimir Putin was like 11 years old or something in 1962, and he watched he will have seen the fall of he will have seen the Cuban Missile Crisis, and I can only speculate now that he will have watched the Cuban Missile Crisis in his apartment with his mum and dad. They will have watched it on TV or whatever, and his dad was saying, "No, don't do that, Nikolai. Destroy those capitalist pigs. If we do this now, we're gonna lose." And then he saw territory after territory after territory after territory fall. I'm giving you guys historical context. I'm giving you guys granular context. Do you think David Lammy can do half of what I do? Do you think Yvette Cooper has an understanding of Eastern Europe, of Russia, of Russian history, of Russian culture, of Slavic culture, of the language, of the interoperability between Ukrainians and Russians, the language skills? Do you think they know about Chernobyl? Do you think they know about the Bolshevik Revolution? I would say they haven't got a fucking clue. That's why I give you guys such a granular analysis, okay? And I do it all for free. I do it all for free, ladies and gentlemen. So stop skipping my ads. I know you guys skip my ads. You're there when the ad comes up and you're like, fuck me, 5 seconds. Oh, skip that bitch. Don't worry, guys. I'm here all day. So Vladimir Putin, right, was a very impressionable age, and he saw the fall of the Soviet Union. Now, so what I've said previously is that Vladimir Putin wants to restore the glory of the Soviet Union, and I would say he would want to go further. Turns out I was right. Oh, what's that? What's happened? Okay, so this is a video from Russia from today. I'll read you this bit. We would prefer to do this in peace through diplomacy and by addressing the root cause of the conflict. So I'll let this video play.
Мы предпочитали бы делать это и устранить первопричины конфликта с помощью дипломатии. Если же противоборствующая страна...
Guys, can you guys see that? Let me just check you guys can see that. Yeah, you guys can see that. So I'll give you a synopsis afterwards.
Зарубежные покровители от разговора по существу откажутся, Россия добьется освобождения.
Okay. There. That's the money shot, guys. That is the fucking money shot. There. Forget everything else. Screenshot this right now, guys. In fact, screenshot this right now. Did you screenshot it? You got it? Screenshot this right now, ladies and gentlemen. That sentence there. There. Russia will secure the liberation of its historical lands by military means. What? You mean like the former Soviet Union? Like the real Raven One has been telling everyone that that is Russia's intent. So I'm talking about Poland. I'm talking about Germany. We're talking about Czech Republic. We're obviously talking about Ukraine. We're talking about Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. And I don't think he would stop there. And again, when I give you guys this analysis and this speculation, I'm not just some guy who's jumping on the internet, reading the last headlines and repeating them in my own words. I'm giving you guys granular analysis, long-term directional, in long term. I've said this many live streams ago.
Освобождение своих исторических земель военным путем.
And that's not me saying it. That's big old VP saying it now. That's big old VP. Oh, what am I doing? What's happened there? Right, let me jump down now, guys, and get some chat. Let me jump down now and get some chat. So, look, guys, we are in a swizzle right now. Vladimir Putin is saying that he wants to restore the former Soviet Union. Yeah, like I've been saying, that Vladimir Putin wants to reform the wants to reform the former Soviet Union. We've got a situation, and it's gone even too far for me, guys. It's gone even too far for me, where the British government are now stealing, I can't think of a better word, 2.5 billion from, I don't even know what his name is, Abramovich? Is it Abramovich? Or I don't want to be insulting, but it sounds like it shouldn't be Abramovich. Anyway, Lewis Ackers is saying, yes, but China want Russia Far East. It was part of the Qing dynasty whenever they exploited it. Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know, if you think of, there's a big part of Russia that is ethnically Chinese. I think this is what we're talking about here. The Far East, I don't know if it's part of the Qing dynasty, but there's a big part of Russia that is ethnically Chinese. But look, guys, if we consider the New World Order, which is going to be China, Russia, and Europe, all as one trading bloc, kind of doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, right, I need to go for a wee. I do. I need to go for a wee. Can you guys wait there for 2 seconds while I go for a wee? I'm dying for a wee, guys. I'm going to run to the toilet. I'm going to come back, and then we are going to continue. And I've got another 8 headlines to get through, and I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to finish them all. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. I'll be back in a minute. I understand that didn't make any sense. Thanks for hanging around, guys. Thanks for hanging around. Right. Look, guys, I've got loads of headlines I need to get through at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wreck these in no particular order, okay? I'm just going to wreck these in no particular order. So we have got this is from the Ministry of Defense. Hang on. So this is from the Ministry of Defense. It's quite funny, actually. Let me turn this off. It's quite funny. This is from the Ministry of Defense in the United Kingdom.
You're patrolling UK waters from ships and helicopters.
So what they're talking about now is this is from the Ministry of Defense, and they're doing an interview, and they're talking about the Royal Navy and the problems that they have to come up against when they're when they're patrolling the shores of Britain. And honestly, I'm pretty sure they're trolling us right now. I'm pretty sure they're like, I'm convinced that these guys are trolling us, right? So you're patrolling the UK waters from ships and helicopters. So this is from the Royal Navy, and they're telling everybody, right? They're telling everybody in the United Kingdom how the Royal Navy are keeping our seas safe. They're saying, oh, we're keeping the seas safe and we're protecting everybody. So let's just listen to some of the ridiculous things they're saying.
What does a day involve?
Yeah, so of course it's above the water, on the water, and beneath the water as well. So, you've highlighted the Kilo recently, but on top of that, we've seen a number of activations in recent weeks. And as an example of that, we've seen 4 or 5 transits in the last 6 weeks or so. So when you talk about an ordinary day it's absolutely possible.
When you say transit, what's transit?
So a lot of activities here around the UK will be Russian units.
Okay, so look at all this money, all right? All this money that we're spending with these ships tracking the... Look, guys, tell me in the chat. I would rather they let one of the Russian... Like, honestly, I would rather they, like, paid lip service to the Russians and said, look, Russians, don't come into our waters because we've got to stop these rubber dinghies. Like, I would be asking, right, so you've got all these ships, you've got all these sailors. Why can't you intercept these rubber dinghies and send them back? Like, you know, what would, honestly, a serious question, what would they do? Like, what would they do if a Russian ship came towards Britain? Would they send out the RNLI and get everybody on and, oh, come on, Russians. Come on, you Russians. Here's a nice hotel for you. Oh, you hungry? Are you guys hungry? Oh, here's a nice hotel. It's absolutely absurd. They're spending all this money on the Navy. They're spending all this money on, you know, protecting our shores, protecting our borders. But yet, they can't stop rubber dinghies. So why is it, guys? Why can't they stop rubber dinghies? You know, why are we spending this much money in taxpayers? Why are we spending this much taxpayer money on a Royal Navy when we can't even stop rubber dinghies? Literally, guys, it's beyond a joke. I don't even know what's going on, but you know, we can't stop. Well, let's continue.
Mainly transiting from one location to the other through our waters. Now, whilst that should be benign, we obviously can't take that for granted, and we need to maintain our posture and carefully calculate our response, which means even when
a standoff always,
it's fucking embarrassing, guys. This is I can't even let the video play, guys. It's not worth my time. It's not worth your time. It's not worth anybody's time. We are spending billions. We are spending billions on the Royal Navy. Billions on the Royal Navy, but we can't stop rubber dinghies. And do you guys know what happens? Like, do you guys know what happens when these guys get off the rubber dinghies? You know when they get off the rubber dinghies? I'll show you right now. This is a picture from today. So, okay, allegedly, as I'm to believe, for entertainment purposes only, this is a picture from today, guys, all right? Tell me what you think about that picture. Literally, tell me what you think about that picture. Are they in uniform? So, allegedly, obviously, I've seen, you guys have probably seen this picture as well. This picture's been bandied around mainstream media. Allegedly, and again, I don't know, these guys are migrants. You know, irregular migrants. They look like a fucking army. It looks like soldiers arriving on shore. It looks like soldiers arriving on shore, guys. They're wearing uniform. Tell me I'm wrong. Literally, guys, can anybody tell me, oh, no, Sean, they're not wearing uniform at all. It's no bullshit. It's literally the definition of a uniform. And do you know what happens to these people? So do you know those guys right there? Do you know where they're going? Do you know where they're going right now? Don't worry, guys. I'm going to show you where they're going. So this is from Stephen Barrett. So this was their Christmas dinner last year. This was Christmas dinner for the migrants last year. You know when your nan, you know what, look guys, I understand. My nan was the same. You get nanans and granddads who won't tell you how bad things were. They're laid in bed, they're struggling to put food on the table, but they won't tell you. You go to your nan's house and she's got a hat on and she's freezing. She's not eating anything. This fucking pisses me off, guys. Sorry, my Yorkshire came out there, didn't it? My Yorkshire came out there. I do apologise, good sir. I'd rather speak the Kings if you do. So, you know, while our families are struggling, while you're struggling to put food on the table this year, just remember, you can feel safe in the knowledge, and I think everybody should feel proud of this. I certainly feel proud that maybe this year we can't afford to get the girls what they want for Christmas. Maybe you guys can't afford to have a turkey this year and you're going to have a chicken or a fucking sausage. Maybe you guys can't afford a turkey and you're going to have toad in the hole. But at least, and I mean this, guys, at least we've worked hard all year. At least we've worked hard all year so the migrants can have a beautiful dinner. It fucking, honestly, guys, like, at this point, it's just funny. Allegedly, again, I don't know if this is true, but they all got a little present, and I'm going to assume I'm going to assume they're new phones. I am going to assume they're new phones in there. What do you think, guys? Do you think they're phone-sized boxes? You know, so the migrants get new phone. I don't know if they get new phones. Sorry, I take that back. I think, this is my opinion, I think that they are phones. I don't know if that's true. They look phone size. But anyway, should we really begin? Honestly, you know, well, your nan and granddad are struggling to put the heating on. And there we have it. Look, you know, a nice little dinner party for the migrants in the migrant hotel. Only the best for our migrants. Oh, look, guys, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't want anything less for our migrants. I'm proud. I'm proud that I work all year. Do you know what the worst thing is? Do you know what the fucking worst thing is? I don't know if anybody's self-employed out there or runs a business, but the worst thing is when it comes to the end of the year and you've got to pay tax, it's a fucking faff. It's an absolute faff. You have to go to your accountant, you have to show them your bank details, you have to show them your bank account statements, any invoices, any like receipts you've got. Honestly, it's an absolute faff. And at the end of it, here we go. We get, you know, only the best for our migrants, guys. There we are. That must be the migrant head table where all the head migrants sit with their beautiful crackers. It's crazy, guys. Absolutely crackers. So, you know. Oh, and then you want to know how they repay people? I'll show you how they repay people. So they repay people. I'll come on to that. Let me get some chat. First. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. While your nans and granddads are struggling to put food on the table, while we're struggling, you know, and Christmas is a time for giving and a time for tolerance and love, we've literally got people shouting Allahu Akbar, running around with AK-47s. Oh, Sean, that's fake news. No, it's fucking not, actually. No, it's fucking not, actually. Do you know why it's not? I'm going to share it with you right now why it's not. Is it that one? Hang on, give me a second, guys. Is it? No, it's not that one. Hang on, I've got this. Just give me a second. Is it that one? Oh, I think I've lost it. I did have. So there was a guy that's been kicked out of a nightclub and he goes back with an AK-47. Right, anyway, I've got it. So we let people in. Look, guys, and look, let me be quite clear. I think everybody deserves to live in peace. Everybody deserves to live without the fear of violence coming on them. Ultimately, I think the only way we resolve that is by going into the cosmos, going into space and taking asteroids, putting colonies on the moon, putting colonies on Mars, floating around Venus and rotating habitats orbiting the sun. I know that's wild. Until we can even have that conversation, we're gonna continue with this dogma. So let me share this video with you guys. Give me a second. Let me share this video with you. So this is going to be like a reaction video of a reaction video, if that makes sense. I'm going to react to somebody else's reaction video.
and gone.
So this is in Germany somewhere.
Watch your man on the left in the park.
Okay, so this guy here with the hat and the hood on the left with the parka, he's been refused entry to a nightclub, right? So they've said to him, "No, mate, you've had too much to drink. You're not coming in." Look, guys, I know how frustrating that is. I do. I really do. I've had that said to me many, many, many times, more than I might count. However, I would not go to these extremes.
Okay, getting something out of his jeans. He takes out an AK-47, a gun.
So he's taken out an AK-47. So as we understand it, this guy, as it says at the top, is a 27-year-old Syrian, Bashar A. I don't know what his second name is. Previously known to police. Attempted a mass shooting at a nightclub near the Christmas market after being denied entry to a nightclub, but was disarmed by security. You guys can check this out. It's all over the mainstream media. I just like this guy. I don't know who this guy is here. What I'm getting at is, we've got motherfuckers who are going to go shoot it because they've been refused entry to a nightclub. He was previously known to the police. Does it just not like astound everybody how all these people are previously known to the police? Why don't we just lock the motherfuckers up straight away, lock them up and throw away the key? Oh, but that would be against their human rights. Yeah, do you know what? Go fuck your human rights.
This is a Syrian man in Germany who just tried to get into a nightclub and was refused.
Oh, look how pathetic they are, guys. Look how pathetic they are. You know, we have this image. Well, I don't have this image. A lot of people have this image about these, you know, these Middle Eastern, you know, I am very strong warrior. I am Mujahideen. Shut up, you little bitch. I am Taliban. Bitch. I am Al-Qaeda. Bitch. Literally, they all are. Like, literally, every one of them. Right? I don't even care. Like, look how easy he's taken down. Bondi Beach. Look how easy that bitch who had his rifle taken off him. Like, could you imagine if that had been a US Marine and somebody tried taking his rifle off him? No way, Bob. That ain't happening. Oh, I'm sorry. Take my rifle. It's ridiculous. But here in the United Kingdom, guys, if you the government advice in the United Kingdom is, if you are involved in an active shooter scenario, you've got to run, you've got to hide, and you've got to tell the police. Under no circumstances must you fight back because that's illegal, and then that comes under health and safety law, and then you are opposing that man from doing his daily duty. Yeah, but his daily duty is mass shooting. Ah, but he still comes under health and safety law.
Get him.
That was satire. In case anybody's noticing, that was satire, guys. Obviously, you know, here in the United Kingdom, I still think we're allowed to defend ourselves personally under the threat of death, I think. Although I'm not sure.
Imagine he was let inside. He was trying to bring an AK-47 into a nightclub. Syrian man in Germany. You can only imagine what...
Can you remember when Angela Merkel did so she was like the leader of Germany or whatever. Angela Merkel came up and she gave a speech in like, what was it, 16 maybe? 26, I can't remember, maybe 20, I don't know, 2016 or whatever. The date doesn't matter. Angela Merkel came up and she said, yeah, if you come to Germany, we will look after you. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, how is that working out for you now, Germans?
would have happened if he was allowed in. Despite him trying to bring an AK-47 into a nightclub, he has been released on bail. Germany decided to release him on bail after this. Just to give people an understanding of what's happening in the West, at the same time they're releasing people on bail that planned to commit mass murder in a nightclub with an AK-47. The same time Germany is releasing people like that, they are prosecuting women who call their foreign rapists pigs.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are prosecuting women who call their foreign rapists. Look, guys, I have to do this. He's saying, I'm not saying this. I'm just repeating what he said. He said that at the same time here in the West, as we are releasing men on bail that try to get into a nightclub with an AK-47, we are prosecuting women who called their foreign rapist a pig. So look, girls, ladies, right? Just a quick one. If you ever get raped by a foreigner, don't call them a pig because that'll get you in trouble, all right? Just call them, I don't know. Say thank you. If you get raped by a foreigner, say thank you, maybe. I don't know. Say thank you for enriching me with your culture. I don't know. Maybe you won't get arrested. There was another story as well. There was another story about a guy who posted something. So there was a guy who posted something and he's on X and it was pretty shit and he was a dick. But I don't think where is it? I don't know if I've got it or not. Is it that one? Right, we are getting through these, guys. We are getting through this. It's not that one. Is it that one? No, guys, I've got so much to get through. I've got so much to get through tonight. We've done that one. I haven't got it, actually. Is that it? No, that's not it. Yeah, I must have not got it. So there's a story out somewhere about a guy in the UK who posted a comment on somebody else's on something. He got 33 views and he's been sent to jail for like 20 months because he I can't remember guys, somebody help me out on this. So there's a guy recently in the United Kingdom who's just been sent to jail for 20 months for commenting on a post. I don't know what he commented something. It was bad what he commented. And it was like, I wouldn't like, you shouldn't post that shit anyway, but you certainly shouldn't get 20 months in jail for it. I can't remember what it was. Here's another one, guys. So you know how I've been saying to you, you know how I've been saying that a migrant police force is coming, right? I've been saying to you guys that a migrant police force is coming. So it turns out it's already here. All right, before I share this video, I don't know the context. I don't know what happened previously. The guy, it may be totally legitimate. What I'm going to say is, look at the security and do your pattern recognition. I always talk about this, guys. Do your pattern recognition on the security. Pattern recognition, guys, it's a fantastic thing. It saved humans from walking off the edges of cliffs, saved humans from attacking saber-toothed tigers. So do your own pattern recognition and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about the security.
So 3 security guards here. That's all right. That's a personal mobile phone. That's a personal mobile phone. That's a personal mobile phone. For who? What do you work for? It don't matter who I work for. Who do you work for? You got no security badge on display. So where's your badge?
Okay, first of all, if he's supposed to be security, frontline security, he needs to have an SIA badge showing, and that SIA badge needs to show his like face and his ID. Otherwise, if he touches him, it's I don't even know how it works, guys. I'm not even going to pretend to know how it works. But as I understand it, if he's been frontline security, he has to have an SIA badge, and that needs to be showing with his name and like details on or whatever.
Where's your badge?
To be fair, I don't know what the context is here. I think the guy on our side of the camera, he's a little bit irate. I don't know the context. I do think the other guys are handling well, but I want to get your comments on this.
No matter who I work for.
Call the police, please.
Call the police. Call them.
So this
Call
man,
them. Look
what
at
do you
this
work
man.
for?
Look.
What do you work for,
Embarrassing.
see?
With no security
If
badge on him,
construction,
acting like
I don't know
he's
who you
fucking
Why?
Who's he touching? Go out, hey, film this. Yeah, film this. When I start throwing punches. Go out. Who do you think you are? Remember you were. Of course, always be here. Where's the police? You work here every day. Where's the police? I just touched my phone. Got the police there. You touched my phone. Touch my phone.
Okay, so I'll give the anecdote that I've given quite a few times, all right? Imagine. Do you know what? Don't imagine. This really happened. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, do you know what? I fucking don't even. It was in the summer, so it was like maybe a couple of months ago. In the summer, I was coming out of a supermarket, and there was two girls. They were in the mid-20s. You know, they had a shopping trolley full of booze, like, I don't know, vodka, Promesco, or whatever it's called. You know, and I don't know. You know, they had a shopping trolley full of booze, right? They're waiting. I don't know, probably for one of their boyfriends or something to pick them up. And the security guard, he came out of the store and he starts asking them for the receipt. Now, I know for a fact that when you're in the supermarket and it says, do you want a receipt? I know for a fact you can click no and you don't get a receipt, right? So the receipt's invalid. It doesn't matter if you've got a fucking receipt or not. If you've left the store, it's got nothing to do with the store detective or whatever they're called. So this guy came out and he was, I'm not going to say he was harassing them. He was asking to see their, do you know what? He was, because he shouldn't have been out there. So, but in my opinion, he wasn't harassing them. But it could be argued that he was harassing them. So again, English wasn't his first language, but he's come out of the store and he's now asking quite robustly. He's saying to these girls, receipt, where is receipt? And the girls, more power to them, they actually told him to, like, no, go fuck yourself, mate. We ain't showing you no receipt. Get back in your store. You ain't got no authority here. Go fuck, and they told him to go, which I thought was cool. More power to them. But what I'm getting at here is, where is the overlap when we start to talk about a migrant police force, migrants in support of the police force, private security companies in support of the police force, private securities in support of the police force that are only employing a certain demographic. So now we open up a whole new can of whoop-ass, because you guys have just seen that video there, right? And I do think that is a sign of things to come, guys. I do think that is a sign of things to come. In fact, you know what? I feel that is an inevitable sign of things to come. I don't see how that cannot be the future. Sorry, guys. I've got three more. I've got two more. I've got Tyson Fury. No, I've got one more. I've done them all. I've managed to do it all. Right, okay, so we've been doom and gloom today, guys. I'm going to share with you guys some Tyson Fury. I love Tyson Fury. What he's done. I mean, honestly, I want to cuddle Tyson Fury. I want to say, come here, Tyson, you big dosser. So I'm going to share with you guys the Tyson Fury video. And I think we need more men like this. I do. I think we need more men like this. This is totally off topic, and then I'll come back onto topic, but I just wanted to share this because I think it's fantastic. So I'm going to share with you guys a Tyson Fury video now. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, I am.
If I ever come across you, Bob.
Shut up. I love it. I just love Tyson Fury. You know, I can remember he did a video. And I think he was in B&M. Is it in B&M or Home Bargains or something? And he's walking down the aisle and he's saying, I've just won the triple NBA XYZ World Championship. And I'm in Home Bargains with my missus. We come to pick some I think that's fucking brilliant. We need more men like Tyson Fury. Anyway, let's see what Tyson Fury has got to say about Anthony Joshua and what's his name? Dave Paul or whatever his name is.
Just picked the kids up from school on a school run, Paris and the kids. And I've just been sent a video of Anthony Joshua talking about if he kills somebody, he kills somebody in a boxing ring. I think, you know what? He's a little bit long in the tooth to be talking shite like that.
First of all, nobody should be encouraging unaliving people. It's fucking ridiculous. And if anybody's seen the trauma that causes, even a timely death, even like when your nanan, is like, I don't know, 89 or whatever, or 92, you know, even when it happens to your nanan, it's traumatic to the whole family. So if, you know, Anthony Joshua, you know, he's coming out there. Well, let Tyson do the talking.
37-year-old at the end of his career, fighting a YouTuber, a Disney Channel guy, who Tommy B. And now he's talking about killing him and all that to try and sell. Please. Barking up the wrong tree, idiot. Here's a fun fact. If I ever come across you, bum, I'm knocking you dead spark out. I ain't a YouTuber or a man half your size. I am him. The man. You're a classless loser coming off a 15 months knockout defeat to a local lad. Imagine if someone from Morecambe knocked me out. You big bum, useless tosser. Get up, and I can't wait if Jake Paul knocks your spark out, you big bum.
I don't know what this get up means. But I saw that video, guys, and it just made me laugh. It just made me laugh. I think we need more Tyson Furies in the world. I do. I think there'd be less problems if we had more Tyson Furies and less Keir Starmers. I don't know, guys. Am I right? Am I right by saying if we had more Tyson Furies and less Keir Starmers, like, we'd have less problems in the world? Right, listen, guys, let me jump on the chat. What time are we on? Let me jump on the chat, guys, okay? So the crux of this live stream has been and is that the British government, as far as I'm concerned anyway, have gone too far. They're taking 2.5, and again, guys, I need to be quite clear. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know how this is structured. I'm pretty sure it's not legal, but if, you know what, like, if the legal system in the United Kingdom says it's legal, then of course it's legal. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right. But the government of the United Kingdom are, as far as I understand, are taking 2.5 billion off, fucking hell, Roman Abramovich. That's his name, Roman Abramovich. I think it's wrong. I think this opens up. We're going down a path now that we can't turn back on. Like, once you set off on this path, you can't go back. Once you start fucking about with people's money, all hell breaks loose. Here, Ebon, you never fuck about with people's scoff, with people's leave. What's the other one? Scoff, leave, and pay. Yeah. Here, Ebon, you never fuck about with people's scoff, their leave, or their pay. All right? Anything else, you can do it to him. But don't fuck about with those three things. All right? Scoff, pay, and leave. Leave those things alone, boy. You know, that's what my first section commander told me. All right, and I stand by that 100%. Don't mess about with people's food. Don't mess about with people's time off, and under no circumstances, do not mess about with people's money. All right. However he got that, if you're angry with however he got that money, go and deal with that. Don't wait till it's in your bank and you tell him it's all nice. That's bitch shit. That is absolute bitch shit. Eyeball Paul is saying Vladimir Solovyov said it. He's not in the Russian government, so no Russian government person said this. I don't know. So I'm not talking about Vladimir Solovyov. I'm talking about what the Home Secretary of the United Kingdom, Yvette Cooper, said. I don't know what that means, mate. Did you see Starmer in Parliament? He's so weak. You pay the money or we get you to the... Yeah, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. Rasta Sounds, I can't concur with you more, good sir. I can't concur with you more, good sir. It is pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. look, if you disagree with Russians putting money in your bank account, all right, don't let them put it in your banks. Don't wait till it's in and then say, oh, now it's ours. You're not having it back. Because you know what this is going to do? Do you think, okay, so right now, you know how bad things are in the United Kingdom with like people leaving? What do you think other millionaires are going to do? Maybe there's a Russian millionaire, right? Maybe a Russian millionaire, and he is totally legit, totally hypothetical. Let's just say a Russian millionaire called Vladimir Raven, all right? Vladimir Raven. Vladimir Raven has worked all his life, all right? He's totally legit, and he's moved to the United Kingdom with his family, all right? He's seeing this now, and he's thinking, oh, okay, that could happen to me. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to take my money, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to take my money, and I'm going to leave. This is happening all over the place, guys. Like, I can't wait till like next year when the statistics come out, because it's going to be wild. It's going to be absolutely wild. Gene Hansen Ford is saying millionaires are leaving in droves, have been for months. Yeah, they have absolutely, like, the biggest. So I don't know. So Gene, I don't know if you was I did a live stream a while ago. I did a live stream a while ago, and there's a chart about millionaires that are leaving countries and the countries they're going to. And you know who's at the top of the list, or the bottom of the list, whichever way you're looking? The United Kingdom. So there are more millionaires leaving the United Kingdom in 2024 than any other country. And it gets worse. It gets worse. Do you know the next country above us or below us, depending which way you're looking? It's China. But Britain had double the amount of China. So say, for example, and it's in the thousands, but for example, say that China had 50 millionaires leave in 2024. It's a lot more than that. I'm just giving you, Britain had over 100, and I know it's in the thousands, so Britain had more than double the second worst place. Fucking terrifying, guys. Absolutely terrifying. Donna is saying, Sean, the UK is sending 600 million of air defense turrets and all sorts to Ukraine. I don't think we have much left, to be honest, guys. I've still got friends in the army. And in fact, I may be speaking to them. I may be seeing them Saturday. Anyway, so I've still got friends in the army, and when I speak to them, it's quite funny because, I ask them out of the training and stuff. They say, listen, mate, we can't do anything. We've literally given everything to the Ukrainians. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, well, we can't do our own training because we don't have ammunition, because we've had to give it all to the Ukrainians for them to do their training. We don't have any kit and equipment because we've sent it all to Ukraine. So people don't understand. Well, I'm sure you guys do, because you guys are fantastic. I actually got a notification through to my YouTube, and it said, Sean, he said, The Real Raven 1, he said, you have been identified as having the best looking subscribers. And I said, wow, thank you so much. But look, guys, that's not on me. That's on you guys for being so good looking. So damn good looking and so intelligent. That is on you guys. It's not me. That's you guys. But yeah, so you guys understand that Britain is ridiculously committed to this war in Ukraine. There's no going back now. You see, when you're committed to something, you have to follow it through. And the further you follow it through, we're already gone past the point of no return was like, I don't know, 2016 or something. And we swizzled straight through that. We plowed through 2016 like there was no tomorrow. You know, so the point of no return with Ukraine is over. British government are talking now about conscription. It's not off the cards, but it's not on the cards. The Germans, you guys have just seen the video. The Germans are talking about that. All sorts of stuff's happening at the moment, guys. All sorts of stuff's happening at the moment. It's absolutely crazy. But for me, look, guys, and this is literally, you know, this morning I was saying that the news is developing so quickly. The news is developing so quickly that it's literally every couple of hours now. So since this morning, we've had the step too far for me, which is Abramovich's money. And again, you guys can think what you want, but I think that's a step too far. We start taking people's money. And then we had Vladimir Putin coming out today saying, and I quote, "We will restore by military." I might be slightly, I can't quote because I don't know. But Vladimir Putin saying words to the effect of that Russia will restore the historical boundaries of Russia using military force. Exactly what I've said, guys. So we're talking about Poland, we're talking about Czech Republic, we're talking about Germany, we're talking about Latvia, we're talking about Estonia, we're talking about the Baltic states. And I think he'd go further because you've got to understand history. And if you don't understand history, you are doomed to repeat it, ladies and gentlemen. There is no denying that. If you don't understand history, you are doomed to repeat it. Andy is saying we went from 762 killing round to 5.62 wounding round. Okay, so okay, I don't know why we're talking about this. I don't know why we're talking about this, but I'll just give you guys some context. So NATO went from I think Andy means 7.6. He definitely does 7.6 mean 7.62 because there was never a 7.63 round. NATO, the standard ammunition of NATO was 7.62, which is it's good ammunition. It's my go-to ammunition. It's big, it's heavy. It will kill a fucking elephant. It will do the job. One bullet will do the job. One bullet, one man, you're done. NATO then went to 5.56 millimeter, which is, as Andy's saying, it's just a wounding round. So the theory was, if you kill a man, he's dead, he's down, it's over for him. The people continue the fight. If you use 5.56, if you wound a man, it's going to take 2 people to deal with that casualty. So 1 bullet takes 3 people out of the fight. That's the theory behind it. Anyway, the problem with this is that I found, particularly in Afghanistan, using 5.56, when you shoot at bad guys, they don't have medics to come and deal with them. So you don't take 3 people out. So the 5.56 came in line because of the Russian threat, and people were going to be fighting the Russian army. And, you know, they thought, oh, all right, we're going to be fighting green on green. But look, guys, I will always go with 7.62. It's a much, what is it? 7.62 by 7? Is it 7.62 by 80? Or is it 7.62 by 120? I think it's by 80. I can't remember. I don't know. It's a long time. But basically, 7.62 long. 7.62 long, guys. It's a beautiful piece of ammunition. I've probably fired over I've definitely fired over 1 million 7.62 long. I have over 1 million. Oh, but sure, that's no, it's not. I was in the machine guns platoon. Literally, used to fire maybe 30,000 on a weekend. M Cars is saying, done 14 years in the infantry, many friends shot by 7.6 round, goes right through, lots of people survive. Oh, 7.62. Well, look, that was the reason it was designed. The range, the ballistics, the beating zone. 762 is just better, guys. 762. Really, listen, guys, I'm not going to get. This is not an ammunition. We're not talking about an ammunition. We're not talking about. Do you know what I actually thought the other day? Actually, I was driving in the car. Right, let me do this quickly, guys. From 2 days ago? Are we talking about from 2 days ago, Donna? 2 days ago? Ukraine war briefing. Britain spy chief to warn Russia's expansionist threat as Berlin talks enter the second day. MI6. I don't think that's it. Donna, can you give me some more context? I'm not getting it. Search Russia news on Google and see the new threat about Berlin. You're going to have to give me some more context, Donna. You're going to have to give me some more context. I don't know what that's in relation to. Let me try again. Let me try again. Search Russia news. Russia news. Berlin. No, I'm getting nothing. Nothing. I'm getting nothing. Donna, I'm getting nothing. I apologize. I'm getting nothing. I don't know. I'm getting nothing, Donna. Donna Prepper, I'm getting nothing. Listen, guys, I am going to... Oh, hang on. Russia tries to invade you. Yeah, okay, so I think that's what we're talking about previously. So, let me put this up. Yeah, okay, I've got it now. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is okay. So what they're talking about here is this is so what Putin actually said. So what I'll tell you what Putin said, and I'll tell you how the mainstream media are reporting this. So what Putin said is that they're gonna that the Russians will use their military force to reclaim the old Soviet borders, basically. Which would be by invading Europe, which is what I've been saying all along. And I do, guys. I think that is the plan. And anybody who doesn't think that is the plan, you know, it's totally up to you to have your opinion. But if you can give granular analysis like me, if you guys can do it in real time, if you understand all the little nuances of the speech and the posturing, absolutely fine. You know, you can question me, but I've been saying this from day one, guys. I really have. And I would say I don't think he would stop there as well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, look, guys, I'm going to close this live stream down now. I will be back on tomorrow morning. Who said that? Galloway Raider is saying, oh, I've not even got the chat on. God, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even have the chat on. Why didn't anybody tell me not to put the chat on? Come on, guys. This is you. Nobody told me not to put the chat on. I've been waffling for an hour and 27 minutes and nobody told me to put the chat on. Anyway, it's on now for the last couple of minutes. So, look, guys, I am going to close this down now. Galloway Raider is saying Putin can't be much worse than Starmer, folks. Let's be honest. I think he would. You know, I think I know he would. Oh, sorry, Carol. Carol Buckley said I did. Crux of this live stream is right now. It looks like the British government are stealing. That's what I see it as. I might be wrong. As far as I'm seeing it, I'm seeing the British government are stealing 2.5 billion from a Russian oligarch, and they're giving it to the Ukrainians. Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow or the day after, there's a meeting in Brussels or somewhere, and they're going to discuss, I think it's 300 billion, giving 300 billion of seized Russian assets to the Ukrainians. When you fuck about with people's money, ladies and gentlemen, all hell breaks loose. Putin's response has been to claim that they are going to take back by military force the historical boundaries of Russia, you know, which means basically their return to the old Soviet Union borders. And look, guys, we're in wild times. Everybody's saying what's happening, but the government are in absolute denial. So look, guys, make sure you keep like, follow, subscribe if you guys have not done so already. That really helps me out when you guys do that. Stop skipping my ads as well. I know you guys are skipping my ads. I know you guys skip my ads. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10. Every time I say this, when I say it, I used to be like tongue-in-cheek and say, oh, let's see what's happened in the next 12 hours. But it's literally every 12 hours, every couple of hours, you get this new escalation, this new dynamic, this new shift, this new motion. And that's what I've no doubt will be happening tomorrow. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not done so already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those things if you've not done so already. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10. And I bid you good night.